Morning, Dan.
Morning to you.
Get my camera on. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
How's your body?
Recovery?
Yeah?
Very good. It
Good.
was destiny that I had that accident, and now I'm in a position where I get insurance money and I can help the collective.
That's great. It's a good way to look at it.
I'll come see you at some point.
Yeah. Maui usually attracts people who are on a path, at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that land.
Yeah. It's nice.
Sit up. Okay. So how do you feel about is it 13 stories? Yeah.
I'm up for it. I've put time for them in my calendar. I forget, starting maybe in April.
Cool.
Yeah, so then I'll be cranking them out like once a week.
Okay. And you're cool with the picture? Different pictures?
What about? Oh, your pictures. Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's a gift to my ego.
Yeah. Need to feed it every once in a while.
I honestly feel like for me, it's definitely reached a point where I can't lie about it anymore, and I have to just fully embrace it.
Yeah.
Because I've been indulging and doing this and that, and now I'm just like, nah. And it's just weird because the stronger that feeling gets, it shows in the external world and in your channelings where it's like very specific on now is the time. It's no longer it's like now is the time.
Yeah.
So, ready when you are.
Okay. Acturian Council, right?
Yes, please.
Greetings. We are the Acturian Council. We are pleased to connect with you. Hello.
Hello, Acturian Council.
Yes, it is lovely for us to have this opportunity to interact with you.
Lovely for me too.
Yeah.
Like to.
Yeah.
I have asked Daniel if he can do a few stories with some of the energies he channels through and the entities and deities. I just want to use 10 minutes to make a small introduction, and then if you can, for the rest 30 minutes, have a story to tell.
Yes, we do have a story to tell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've recently discovered Dolores Cannon, which I'm surprised about, and she's very, very good in my eyes.
Yes.
A lot of synchronicities in the sense of now is the time to fully embrace who you are, which I agree with, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
I'm at a point where in a month's time I will be financially independent and able to provide that kind of energy to the collective, as in this specific collective of channeling entities, extraterrestrial and first contact, which I will do.
Yeah.
So I just ask to work with you more energetically, and on a personal level, I will do a quantum healing hypnosis to bring about my subconscious message. In that sense, I feel it's time to do that.
Very good.
And yeah, just really wanted to say, let's ramp it up. I'm ready. In a month's time, hopefully, I'll be more in a position to help ramp it up while on Earth. I fully understand my aspect of being a conduit of source energy, thanks to Dolores Cannon, the second wave. But in me, I'm just someone who will flow source energy, and that'll be that for the collective.
Very good, yes. And we are happy to be one of the collectives that you channel through you once you feel that you are ready to take that step.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had questions, but I forgot them now, which is funny. So I think I'll just flow.
Yes. Are you excited about having your financial freedom?
Very excited.
Yes. And you will bring that excitement to everything that you do that is for the collective. And so you will be spreading excitement around, and also the vibration of freedom.
Yes.
That others can benefit from just receiving that which you are vibrating, which is the best way to teach others. It's the best way to encourage and inspire others. And so we are very happy that you are making the decision to move forward in that way, where you know you could do just about anything, but you're deciding instead to do something that feels in alignment with you and your overall mission in this lifetime.
Thank you. Yes.
And there will be more like you to join forces with you as more and more people are using their freedom to pursue more spiritual endeavors. And this is a very good sign for humanity and the forward progress that you are making as a collective.
Yes.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say, honestly, I don't know. So I feel like I know what I have to do for myself in the sense of excitement and direction that I'm going. I'm trusting in the connection and communication with my higher self, and seeing it as Bashar would say, that I am only here to see what is happening, not as what to happen or what has happened.
Yeah.
And I will fully trust in the message that is meant to come through from you and Daniel, and say thank you to the collective, and let's bring about this amazing and exciting future. And I leave the floor to you. Thank you.
We also want to add one more thing to what you have demonstrated here in your conversation with us, and that is the importance of not knowing. There is a significance to not knowing that is lost on most people. Most people want to know. They want to know when, they want to know where, they want to know how, with whom, all of those things that are much more fun to discover along the way. So as you don't know, then you allow in the inspiration. You allow for spontaneity. You allow for the unexpected and for co-creation to occur with those who you have not even met yet. So we celebrate you in your not knowing and in your comfort with not knowing. And now, it is story time. For our story, we would like to tell you about a planet in a galaxy that is not too far from yours, and the people on that planet. The people on that planet were called the Morg, and the planet was Ortar. Now, Ortar, of course, had her own consciousness. And she gave life to the Morg. And they crawled out of her oceans and became the humanoid beings after millions of years of evolution, who started out living quite primitively, gathering whatever they needed, hunting at times, building, learning how to plant food and grow food, and then how to use the natural resources to create primitive vessels in the same way that humanity on Earth created your horse and buggies and items that could be made out of metal and so on. And they continued to evolve spiritually as well. And the planet was very happy with the way that things were going on her surface with the Morg. They looked very much like your human civilization in terms of how they were progressing. They were learning how to get along and how to share. And they continued to make advancements in their technology, so that soon they had more sophisticated ways of moving around and communicating and sharing information. They had gadgets for just about everything to make life easier. And they began to rely more and more on their electronics, on their gadgets. And soon they became very detached from nature. They were not as grounded on their planet as they were when they were more primitive. They were not as connected to the animal kingdom, the plants, the trees that they had. The oceans began to get polluted. They had garbage piling up. They didn't know what to do with it. The air became less breathable, less healthy. The water less drinkable, less safe even to swim in. And they could see that they were continuing to industrialize and continuing to rely heavily upon technology. There didn't seem to be a solution to their ever-growing problem of toxicity on their planet. And then, of course, they were attracting the attention of some extraterrestrial beings. There was one group of extraterrestrial beings in particular who observed what was going on with the morgue from their spaceship. Spaceships. There were many. And they saw that the problems were growing and that there seemed to be no solution in sight. And so they decided to help. These beings were called the Krilla. And so the Krilla slowly started to make their way into the consciousness of the morgue with flybys, visitations, so that people started to get excited about these extraterrestrials. And because of the need that they had for help, the morgue began to see these extraterrestrials as having the answers to all of their problems. And so the Krilla came and eventually landed their ships and introduced themselves. And the morgue were happy to see them. They could see that they were a peaceful race of beings. And they could see their advanced technology. And the Krilla were more than happy to help with the cleanup efforts on the planet. And so they began cleaning up using their technology, the oceans, the air, the soil, the waste. And they were able to reatomize things that were toxic, that were garbage, that no one ever would have wanted to touch or see or smell ever again. And the morgue were so very happy to have their problems solved. They had the advanced technology to ensure that they would be able to stay on their planet and continue living for a very long time. So the Krilla saw that this was the case, and also saw that the Morg were not really ready to travel through space with them. They could tell that the consciousness had not evolved to that point. And so eventually, when things had settled down and normalized, they left. And they continued to observe to see how things were going with the Morg. The Morg continued to rely upon technology. Now they had more technology to rely upon. And so they continued to have their innovations, their technological advancements on their own. They reverse engineered things that the Krilla had given them. And they continued to be a society that relied very much on the mind and on science to further the technological evolution, but their spiritual evolution lagged behind. And so eventually they started creating technology that again was polluting the planet, and the devices given to them by the Krilla were unable to assist with the new toxins that they were creating. The new problems needed new solutions. And what they came to realize eventually was that they could not fix their problems with technology. And so the Krilla, watching all of this happen, decided that the best thing that they could do now would be to return to the planet and see if they could help in another way. And so instead of bringing even more advanced technology, which they had, to help the Morg, they started to set up spiritual retreat centers, places where people could gather and meditate, places where people could go for healing, for chanting and toning and all sorts of spiritual practices, stretching. They had their own kind of yoga. And soon the Morg began to evolve spiritually and reconnect with nature. They began to love their plants and trees and animals. Their flora and fauna became more fascinating to them than their gadgetry and their devices. And they had more of a connection to source because of what the Krilla had taught them. And in the elevating of their consciousness, in the releasing of that which was no longer serving them vibrationally, emotionally, and in every other way, their consciousness began to create a healthier planet. Their consciousness was able to clean up their messes that were made by relying so much on technology and not enough on themselves and their abilities to create the reality that they want to experience, their abilities to change the vibrational nature of matter, and their abilities to move themselves around and communicate without any technology whatsoever. Their abilities to manifest out of thin air with no need for a machine to do it for them. You see, they were able to clean up their environment with the help that they really needed from the Krila, which was the help of advancing their consciousness, helping them to evolve spiritually instead of technologically. And the Krila learned a very important lesson themselves as they went on to help other civilizations on other planets and moons, and even space stations where they visited with beings that needed help moving forward with their spiritual evolution. And so the Morg eventually learned how to live in balance and harmony, to find where they could implement these technological advancements that they continued to discover, and where to rely more on themselves and their consciousness, and how to never get out of balance again. And so they continued to evolve and ascend, and soon they had light bodies. Soon they were fifth dimensional. And the need for technology then became less and less, and less and less. And the continuation of the expansion of their consciousness continued. And eventually they were asked to join with the Krela and the other extraterrestrial beings to co-create a federation where everyone could gather together and share their ideas and their practices and everything else that would serve the collective whole. And there was balance and harmony, and there was co-creation and collaboration, and there was a coming together through that time of adversity that was very fortunately transcended by everyone involved. It brought them closer together, and it made them realize the importance of going within and relying upon themselves for their power. And everyone lived happily ever after. We are the Acturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. I was worried this little cat here was going to knock something over. Like, you can hear me, right? Like this microphone I have plugged in, you know?
Yeah, I just I put mine on silent.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, the cat's doing its thing.
Yeah, there's a cat in the new Captain Marvel movie.
Yep.
Did you see
Have you
it?
seen it?
Yeah,
I haven't.
yeah.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. We both did.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you, Daniel. That's, yeah. Um, and yeah, good luck with the stories.
Yeah.
And yeah, just thank you for that, to the Acturians for that, because I don't know anymore. I'm just like going with it.
That's great.
It's really, but yeah, feel free to post that one. I don't know how you want to do it, but
Okay,
whatever you
so
feel.
I'll take pictures that you sent me and use them with the audio.
I was thinking like one of the pictures, because there's 13 of them
Okay, one
for
per
each
story.
for story, and then if you want to do some pictures you like, or the way you do it with Karen's pictures, or you want to show yourself talking, yeah, just have fun, excitement, do your thing.
Okie dokes.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. And
Yeah,
see you
thank
soon,
you.
hopefully.
All right. Take care, buddy. Be
Bye-bye.
well. Have a good day.
You too.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. Hi, everyone. This is Daniel Scranton. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video, and give a visit to danielscranton.com when you get a chance.